YouTube? I am back today with another Skimp versus Splurge video. As you can see, I am back in my house for the day because I just didn't have time to get to my studio to film. So, I'm back with a vengeance. So today we are talking Skimp and Splurge for hair products. Everything hair related. I think I covered everything. Pretty sure I covered everything. So, let's start. Also a disclaimer. These are just my opinions on what you should skimp and splurge on. Of course, if you want to skimp on everything in your life, that's totally fine. Go for it. Fit what suits your budget. If you want to splurge on everything in your life, go for it. Totally fine. No judgment. These are just sort of what I personally skimp and splurge on. So the first couple of things that have to do with hair are shampoo and conditioner. And I feel like shampoo and conditioner both can definitely be splurges. You just have to make sure that you know what you're looking for. So make sure you are looking for shampoos and conditioners that are sulfate-free and paraben-free. Those will help to protect your color and also to keep you from getting cancer. Yay! We do not want to get cancer. One line that I actually really like, especially having red hair or pink hair, is the John Frieda line because they do browns, blondes, and reds. So they are good for colored hair and they will keep your hair healthy without depositing a lot of extra product onto your hair. One thing that I would splurge on shampoo-wise though is a clarifying shampoo. A lot of the time, cheaper brands, their clarifying shampoos will be really, really strong and really strip your hair. So if you have dry hair, frizzy hair, colored hair, any kind of processed hair, it's really going to damage your hair. So I would stick with a good brand for clarifying. I like Pomade clarifying shampoo. You can pick whatever brand you like. So your deep conditioner and your colored conditioner, I also would splurge on. So with a deep conditioner, you want something that is a really nice formula that's going to really condition your hair, that's also not going to weigh down your hair. A lot of the time, the cheaper conditioner formulas will just have a lot of additives that will add like waxiness to your hair to make you think it's soft, but it's just building up on your hair and just creating a film around your hair instead of actually conditioning your hair deep into the roots. I like Goldwell deep conditioner. Diva Curl also makes really good conditioners for you girls that have curly hair on the splurge side. And for color conditioners, I like to use Overtone. I find that the more inexpensive color conditioners where they're supposed to deposit color, either the color isn't quite right, or it doesn't last, or maybe it's too strong, or whatever it is. I just find that going with a more expensive color conditioner is going to preserve your hair better, especially if you're paying a lot of money to have your hair colored. You don't want to mess up that color with something that's being deposited onto your hair. Heat Protectant Spray. I always splurge on Heat Protectant Spray, and the reason, I actually have one next to me right now because I just filmed. The reason I like to splurge on my Heat Protectant Spray is because I do vintage curls, which I need them to last, and I need a Heat Protectant Spray that has hold in it. And most of the cheaper Heat Protectant Sprays either don't have any level of hold or their hold is really, really weak. So I like to splurge on these, especially because you are protecting your hair from damage from a curling iron that can get as hot as hundreds of degrees. So you definitely want to make sure that your Heat Protectant Spray is doing its job and doing it well. However, your dry shampoo, you can totally skimp on. I have not actually ever used Batiste, but I have heard really, really good things about that brand, and it's really inexpensive. You can get it at drugstores. I find that for me personally, I don't use dry shampoo very often because I do find that it is damaging to your hair. It sucks all the moisture out of your hair. I already have dry hair, so I'm trying not to do that to myself. So if I do use dry shampoo, I use it maybe once or twice a month. So, and that is how you should be using it. You should not be using dry shampoo every day. You're just gonna kill your hair. So for me, I feel like you can skimp with it. Just find one that isn't a scent that you like. They're all basically doing the same thing. They're just spraying some fluff onto your scalp to get rid of the oil. Working hairspray. So I use two types of hairspray. As you guys know, if you watch my videos, I use a working hairspray and I use a finishing hairspray. The working hairspray is the hairspray that you can use as you're styling. You can spray and comb and tease and do all that thing, all the stuff on it. It's not the finishing hairspray. So for the working hairspray, I tend to skimp a little bit more because I feel like you just need a little bit of hold while you're working. You don't need that like strong, crazy, awesome hold. So I think that Garnier actually makes a pretty good working hairspray. That's good, and it's a drugstore brand. But for your finishing hairsprays, you're definitely going to want a good hairspray. You want to spend money on your finishing because the finishing spray is what's going to make sure that your hair doesn't move, especially with vintage styles. It's also going to make sure that you're not getting flakes or you're not getting a ton of product buildup. I find that the more expensive hairsprays tend to be a finer mist, so you're not using as much product, you're not getting so much buildup. So I like to use Sexy Hair hairspray, or I'm actually a big fan of Bumble's finishing hairspray too. When you are using pomades or waxes on your hair, I would definitely splurge on these. The reason is I find that the more expensive pomades and waxes, especially the ones that are made for women, wash out of your hair really easy, and the less expensive waxes and pomades are really greasy and harder to get out of your hair. So I just feel like you damage your hair a little bit more trying to get those cheaper products out of your hair. And I also feel like your wax is your backbone of a nice smooth hairstyle, so you don't want to risk that there's going to be any flaking or any peeling or any separating or any of that with your wax. The last thing I have on my list of hair care is a glossing spray or a styling treatment oil. It's kind of the same thing. Anything that you're using to give life back into your hair when your hair is kind of dull. There are so many inexpensive brands that are doing these kind of sprays and oils that are totally fine. John Frieda, actually, their Frizz line is one of the best that I have found. Obviously, the more expensive brands are going to be a little bit nicer, fancier, sometimes the scents are better, but you can get away with skimping on your glossing sprays and your styling oils. So that is it. That is all of my Skimp versus Splurge for hair care. I hope you found these useful. If you have any differing opinions, please do share them below, because you guys always do have your own opinions, and I'm happy to have you guys share with each other, especially if you guys have hair types or textures that are different from my own, because my hair obviously is different than yours, and you might have to skimp or splurge on different things than me. So please talk amongst yourselves. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want me to do more skimp and splurge videos, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Be sure to check out these other videos that I have posted to see more of my wackiness. And if you want to see even more of my wackiness, be sure to subscribe for all things that are vintage and retro and general silliness.